Hi guys, it's me, your girl Frozy Fire Baby, and I'm in the mood of sharing stories today. So guys, hope you enjoy this one. So this one I don't have to do a long introduction, but before that guys, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell and invite your family and join the squad. So today I'm gonna share with you a story on how I almost lost my son. Baby, come here, they see you. 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 See all this cuteness. See all this handsomeness. See. Imagine I almost lost him. Go back. I tell the story now. So, the story happened back in 2011. I was 7 months and a half pregnant. 7.5. Yeah, I was 7.5. So before this fateful day, or these fateful days happened, I had, like, if you're pregnant, a lot of things happens. So like a week earlier I had UTI. Anyone who knows UTI is urinary tract infection. It normally happens a lot to pregnant women. So, and then it was on a Thursday. So we home, me and the father of my kid, we staying there, and then somebody, he received a phone call, and then he went home. He went to his mom's house. It was around 9. It was around 10. It was around 9:10 there. Then he went to his mom's place, and I think my son's grandmother was not feeling well, and then he came back, and then he came back. We stayed there around 3 a.m. at night. Like early morning, 3 a.m. he was called. Another phone call came in. He woke up in a rush. He left me in bed. Then he came back with his sisters. By then they were small. I don't know why I'm telling this story, but anyway, it's part of how I almost lost my son. So he came with his sisters, Wanga and Dayo, lovely girls. He came with them, and then he told me, like, to take care of them. They're going to the hospital. I'm like, what happened? Then he told me, like, his mom is not feeling well. So they went to the hospital. A busy day at Kenyatta National Hospital. It was a very busy day. Then I stayed with the kids. They admitted her. She was admitted on that Friday. And then that Friday night, something crazy happened. I was 7.5 months pregnant. So that night, like around midnight, my baby, now I have this big bed. My baby shifted. The pregnancy moved from the left side to the right side. It was so painful. Like, the baby moved from the left side. This side was flat. My left side was flat. The whole pregnancy moved to this side, and it was painful. I could not sleep, and he had spent the whole day in the hospital, so it was not easy for him to, like, he needed to rest, but he could not rest because I was in pain. He woke up. He went, like, we called one of our neighbors who had a shop. He went there. He got me medication, painkillers, and then I was sitting in bed. I could not sleep. And something funny happened, that around 6:14, like around 4, the baby started, like, my tummy now started moving normal. And around 6:14, 6:15, 16:30, I remember very well, I felt the baby completely settled, and he received a phone call. His mom passed. I don't know what was happening. So after that day, I stayed with the kids. Friends came, relatives came. When they come, you have to cook for them and everything. Some helped. I remember Diana. There's this friend of his called Diana, and she really helped out that day. And then that evening, I started feeling cold. I told him I need to go to my dad's place. I went there, and around 8, it was painful. I was feeling cold, my back was hurting, my tummy was hurting, like I was not okay. So one of my friend, her name was Mama Angel. Mama Angel took me to one of a clinic there at N Market, and I got an injection. I used to hate, like I used to love injections, but that injection was so painful. Like my butt, it was so painful. For the first time I felt pain when getting an injection. So I went back home. I didn't go back to his place. I went back home, and the night my back was still hurting, like my back, my tummy was hurting. I was hallucinating. So my dad, we used to live with a friend of mine, Kinashiko, and Eva. I was told to, around 3 a.m. I was taken to the hospital, Crescent, Kangemi. So when they took me there, the moment the doctor saw I'm pregnant, he's like, "You are giving birth." He didn't care what was going on with me. He didn't care about my body or whatever. Maybe I'm sick, maybe I have malaria, typhoid, or anything. He saw the pregnancy, he saw money. And he told me like to go to that ward where they measure whether you are the baby is about to come. So it was painful. It was painful, and I'm like, like, doctor, let me tell you the truth. And then I told doctor, I'm 7.5 months, I'm not giving birth. He said, doesn't matter, it's a premature labor, you're already having back pains. So they took me to the ward. When they took me to the ward, they inserted some medicine in me, and then they put a drip on me. And after every 2 hours, they would check whether the passage is opening, but it wasn't. Because honestly, I was not giving birth. I was not ready to give birth. My baby was not here to come. It was not the time for the baby to come. But guess what? These people, I don't know whether the hospital changed, but I'm not discrediting any hospital, but that is what happened. That is my story. So it reached a point that every time they put the medication in me, they had some pills they were putting in me. I would feel pain in my lower abdomen, like I feel like the bones here, under the uterus, like the bones were grinding each other. That's how I was feeling. And then after some time, it will go away. So I realized these people wanted me to give birth, and it was not time for me to give birth. They did the whole process on Saturday, the whole of Saturday. The whole of Sunday, I would feel cold and I walk out, and they did not take any blood sample. They did not do any checkup on me. So I was feeling cold. I'll go out, bask in the sun, come back in, go out. Until now, you know, doctors change shift. There's this male doctor, and then he found me out, and he's like, "You're not supposed to go out, because anytime you get into labor." I told him, I don't think I came here to give birth. I'm 7.5 months. Like, I'm not giving birth. I'm not ready. And when I came here, nobody like did any test on me. So I'm not giving birth. So he told me like around 6, come to the lab. So I went to the lab. They took my blood. They checked, and that's when they realized that I got UTI. I got typhoid. I had three. I had three. Yeah, I had 3 diseases. So after that, I went back to the ward, and then now they started like now giving me proper medication. But there was this doctor who came back, and he's like, "This woman, huyu mama kutoka jana jaza, like this lady since yesterday, since Friday night, she has not given birth. She needs to go to the labor ward." I'm like, what will happen to my kid? And we look for an incubator. The hospital didn't have an incubator at that time, and they'll look for an incubator. I told him no. But what I realized that they wanted me to give birth because it's gonna give them more money. You know, it's gonna give them more money. It was like they were there for the money. They didn't care about what I'm going through or what's gonna happen. So after that, I didn't trust them anymore. So I have this friend of mine. His name is Daniel. He worked at Nyeri Hospital. I don't know whether he's still there, but at that time he was there. So he's like a brother to me. So I would call him. and I explained everything to him. He told me, like, now what you need to do, because I'm far, any medication they give you, call me, lead what is written there. Even if you have to you know, some words are difficult to say, just say the letters. I'll get to know the medication they are giving you. And that's what happened. Anything they wanted to inject in my drip, because I had a IV drip, I'll tell them, stop, let me lead, because I could not trust them anymore. And that's how it happened, and that's how I saved my kid. And I remember that Sunday I was asked to go to the check room where they were still checking whether the passage is opening. And that time I refused. I stepped, you know, there is that step you step on before you get on the bed, you lay on the bed. I stepped on it with one leg, and I'm like, I'm not giving birth. Tazaa December. And that's when the doctor realized this girl is getting serious, because I said, you're not going to insert the medication in me anymore, and I know I'm not due, you like forcing me to have a miscarriage. And that's how, guys, I saved my son, because I didn't have my mom in Nairobi, so I didn't have anybody to stay with me. So if I didn't raise my voice, nobody was gonna be there for me. The father of my kid was coming, but he couldn't stay for long, because now we have a wake at home, because now we're preparing for the burial. But now, and the visiting time, like, you know, they always give 1 hour visitation. He would come in the evenings, so it was not easy on me. It was not easy on anyone. You know, we having a hard time, and these people, it's like they want to kill my child, because that was it. Because I was not in labor. Why are they not like doing the right thing? Doing the right thing, using the right procedure to check what is going on with me. All they wanted was like to make sure I give birth. But I was strong, man. I was strong. That's how I saved my cute baby. Can you imagine? Maybe if I had accepted to go through the process, I miscarriage, because 7.5, that was too, like, I don't know, maybe the baby will have complication. You know, sometimes when babies, not all the babies that are kept in the incubators like are born premature survive, and this one is a forced labor. It did not even come naturally. You know, there are those labors that come naturally, like premature, like you give birth when the time is not right, but it just comes naturally. Your body cannot hold it anymore. But now this one you're forcing, it's almost like an abortion. Yeah, it's almost like an abortion, because it's being forced. You know, my body is not like, my body has not given up on holding the baby, but these people, the meds, the doctors, were trying to make it happen when it was not time for it to happen. Anyway, guys, that's how I saved my baby. And if you're there, even if you go to a hospital, don't cow down, don't like be there, don't be a chicken. If you feel like whatever is being done to you isn't right, you have a voice. Use your voice in the right way. Yes, be polite, but let them know you are also in the know. Don't be told like, you know what, now you have back pain, it's time for you to give birth. You know, every time a woman is almost about to give birth, they have back pain. You say, yes sir, I am ready. Then you do what? You might end up killing your child. So that's how I saved my baby, and I am so happy that he is there with me. I am a strong mom. Let me tap myself on the shoulder. I did a good job. And also, thank you to Daniel. He did a good job. Now we have Daniel here. He is strong, yeah. Manze, he helped me out throughout the pregnancy. He's a nice, a good friend. So anyway, if you have watched this point, make sure you subscribe, share, like, comment, and watch the next video as I tell you more stories. You know, I'm your best, your favorite storyteller. With me, you never get bored. Ha 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 ha. Bye bye. I love you.